Hey, it's Aysia. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. For this makeup, I was semi-inspired by Beyoncé's Haunted music video. I kind of put my own twist on it, but I hope you like it. The details will be listed below, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright, so my eyebrows are done, but everything else is real raw for you guys. To start off, we're going to take this blue color from my Morphe 12P palette. And taking my fluffy blending brush by Morphe, I'm going to apply that shadow on my lower lash line up through my crease in kind of a C formation. I will be applying some black shadow later, so I'm using this blue shadow as kind of a transition shade. The blue will give me something to blend the black in with, so there's no harsh lines. Alrighty, and taking this black shadow from my Morphe 12P palette and this dual brush from Urban Decay, I'm going to apply this black shadow on the outer V of my eye. I love this brush. I literally use it in every video. But first I'm going to go in using the more dense side of the brush, making sure to concentrate the black color on the outer V. Then I'm going to go in with the opposite end, which is more fluffy, and I'm going to blend out any harsh lines. Using my fluffy Morphe brush from earlier and a little bit of that blue residue, I'm going to blend out the rest of those harsh lines. I'm going to alternate between using circular motions and windshield wiper motions because the windshield wiper motions get rid of any harsh lines and the circular motions kind of carry the shadow out and make the eye look more dramatic. I did go back and repeat the first 3 steps because I wanted the black shadow to be extremely dramatic. Beyoncé is super dramatic, so I was being as Beyoncé-esque as possible. So when I went in and added the black shadow, I had to, of course, blend and add a little bit more blue. And I just kept blending until I was happy. What comes up next is kind of embarrassing, but it's real. I dance when I like my eyeshadow. So there you go. Taking this silver shadow from my NYX Art Throb palette, I'm going to apply this shade all over my lid using a flat shadow brush. So this step is a little different than Beyoncé's original makeup. I was using my iPad and a GIF I found on the internet, so I had to wing it after a while. So this is when I realized that Beyoncé's makeup was a little bit more blue than I had originally anticipated. So I mixed that silver color and that blue color from my Art Throb palette, and I mixed that concoction up with the shadows that were already on my lid, just to make it a little bit more true to Beyoncé's original look. Using my Morphe 507 brush, I'm going to twirl it into that white shadow on the Art Throb palette, and I'm going to place that pigment in the inner corner of my eye. So I awkwardly smiled at the camera when I got my foundation, so apparently I was super excited for this part. But for my foundation, I'm going to be using the same color as my previous video. I'm going to be using my Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the color Caramel. By the way, I'm super impressed with this foundation at the moment. Normally I get frustrated because full coverage foundations are too thick. They make me feel like I'm wearing a mask and I break out very easily. But this one I haven't had those problems. So if you have semi-difficult skin, then I definitely recommend this. And after applying my first layer of war paint using a foundation brush, I'm going to grab my beauty blender and use light dabbing motions to give my foundation a skin-like appearance. Because I'm addicted to blending, my shadow is not as sharp as Beyoncé's was in the music video, so I'm going to go in with my Born This Way Too Faced concealer in the color Tan, and I'm going to apply that concealer in a large triangle shape under my eye. By doing this, I'll be able to clean up my eyeshadow without removing any of the makeup. After applying the concealer to my under eye area, I'm going to take this angled brush by Morphe, and I'm going to use that brush to have more control over the concealer and sharpen up this cat eye. Finally, I'm going to go in with a damp beauty blender and blend out all of that concealer. I use this trick a lot because I love to blend my shadow as much as humanly possible, and blending doesn't really leave clean lines unless you use tape, which I hate, so I just blend and then conceal all of my messiness later. To set my eyes, I'm going to use my NYX Matte Finishing Powder. I reached for this powder because it has a very natural finish to it. I was afraid the banana powder would leave too much yellow highlight under my eyes. So I'm going to apply this good stuff and then I'm going to bake while I finish up the rest of my shadow. Using my oh so wonderful Morphe B33 brush, I'm going to go into this dark blue color in my Morphe 12P palette and I'm going to apply that shadow on my lower lash line. I want my lower lash line to be super smoky, so I'm going to use the darkest eyeliner that I have, and that's my NYX eyeliner in the color black. Using this super tiny smudger brush from Morphe, I'm going to apply this black from my Morphe 12P palette on my lower lash line as well. I'm going to use this black shadow to deepen up the mystery in my lower lash line, I guess, and smoke it out as much as possible. To highlight under my brow bones, I'm going to use this highlight color from my Black Radiance contour palette. Then I'm going to go in using the bronzing shade all around my face and bronze, make myself look super brown. So I applied my bronzer across my chin, along my cheekbones, and down my neck. Then I noticed that there was a super weird ghost highlight under my eyes from the NYX finishing powder, so I used my finger to kind of warm that up and get it to disappear. Eventually I gave up and just doused my face with finishing spray. So if you ever have that happen to you, just spray so much finishing spray on your face that it has no choice but to melt and become one with the rest of your fleekage. Using a powder brush, I'm going to swirl in the bronzer color from earlier and contour my nose a little bit using downward motions. Beyoncé didn't have an overwhelming contour, so we're going to make it natural. For my natural golden Beyoncé-esque glow, I'm going to apply Glow Up by KaePop on my cupid's bow, down the bridge of my nose, and on my cheekbones as well. Even though Beyoncé was shy on the contour for this look, she was not shy on the freaking blush. To warm up my cheeks, I use Your Love is King from my Love Flush Too Faced palette. For my lips, I'm going to use a mixture of NYX Butter Gloss and Berry from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Fall Lip Kit. For my lips, I use the original Beyoncé makeup look as inspiration, but I wanted to rosy it up a little bit to match the slightly different color of my eyeshadow. And here's a hair change to enhance my catfishing abilities. And for my final steps, I'm going to apply my NYX Doll Eyes Mascara and my Morphe 301 lashes using my Duo Eyelash Glue. To make my eyelashes look as seamless as possible, I did go in with my Black Radiance liquid liner and I put a little bit of eyeliner right above the lashes. I didn't wing this out because I want it to be super natural. Hashtag how many times can you say natural and Beyoncé in one tutorial? And this is the final look. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, all details will be listed below.